that, cause it's judging Silicon Valley.
Now, give it up for your hosts, Ryan and Jeff!
Woo!
All right, well, welcome everybody here. Judging Silicon Valley, of course, is the show where we judge Mike Judge's show about Silicon Valley, but we're in a season hiatus here. Now, we're excited. The Emmys are coming up. We're going to see how they do. But in lieu of waiting for season 2, Jeff and I have a little treat.
Season 2.
That's
little
right.
treat.
We have a little treat here for you. So what we're going to try and do
I'm
here...
going to be your Ed McMahon.
Please, well, that's... You sound more like the nerd guy from American Splendor,
I didn't say I was going to be Ed McMahon. I said I was going to be like...
I want to go see Revenge of the Nerds. So what we're doing here, as you can see, it's just Jeff and I, Jeff Reitman. We're recording actually on the day...
Hours after the news.
Yeah, where Mork was found dead in his apartment. It's kind of sad.
And he will be missed.
Kind of sad. So what we're going to give you here out there, the true Scrum Masters out there, we appreciate your support. What we're going to try and do here during the break is at least once a month, do a breakdown of tech-based movies over the past 30, 35 years.
The worst, the better.
The worse, the better. Exactly.
We already have one suggestion. If you have... I'll stop talking like that.
Well, okay.
If you have suggestions, Twitter us, Facebook us, email us. At JudgingSV is the best. Area code 212 suggested the Social Network, so we'll cue that one up.
There you go, area code 212.
But because we didn't ask before we did this...
Yeah, we're going to come out of the gate. You know, Jeff and I had a discussion about this, which one to start with. I think we had to make a decision. It was between The Net with Sandra Bullock. We're probably going to get to that. But what we decided to start with is the 1995 Johnny Lee Miller, Angela Jolie classic.
Pre-mastectomy.
Hackers, that's right.
It's important.
It is important. It is definitely important. So what we're going to do here is kind of walk through the movie, think about it. I'm thinking also at the end, Jeff, that we maybe do a kind of a rating system, and it's snack dicks. So how many snack dicks, up or down? Yeah.
Or what is the mean jerk time of the movie?
Sure. Yeah, well, that's important. That's important. So in preparation here, Jeff and I both rewatched
I will say the
Hackers.
mean jerk time on this one's about 3 minutes, which is when Angelina Jolie shows up with her
that's very true.
Short haircut.
Short haircut, the elfin haircut.
She did look very ElfQuest cover.
She's definitely ElfQuest. She's got the girl, Romulan sideburns going on. A lot of jewels and gems. You do get nipple. You get nipple 3 times in this movie, as a matter of fact. I'm sure Mr. Skin was all over this. Again, 1995. That is 19 years ago. So it was quite a long time ago. But I've got a lot of notes here, Jeff, as I always do.
Yes.
As I always do. But,
3 pages.
But just jumping right in, Jeff.
Yeah.
Overall, if you were going to do maybe a synopsis on the back
Hackers?
of a VHS tape, a VHS tape, what would your synopsis of Hackers be?
Child hacker is sent to court and now has to go underground.
Yep.
And no longer use tech. The movie would be boring if it ended there. So he goes to high school.
That's actually before the credits is when that happens. Yeah.
The high school is full of a bunch of hackers. He's one of the dumbest hackers known to man. Yeah. And they spin around in phone booths and win.
True.
The end. Doesn't that sound great?
I think that was actually on the original VHS.
Yes, tape. Boobies.
And boobies. Yeah. And boobies. It's brief, but they're there. They're there. I like that.
And that weird kid who I don't know, the tall kid.
Matthew Lillard?
Yes.
Yeah.
He, wow. He's special in this movie.
Yeah.
But I would have put a picture of him on the back by himself on one side, and then Angelina Jolie in that club scene with the 2 gay Asian dudes.
Yep.
And then there's
a razor and blade. Yeah.
I would have been like, figure this out. Because that's the whole movie, is figure this shit out.
Yeah. It seems like, with those pictures, you would think it's like, is this Cloud Atlas Part 2? What are the Wachowskis up to this time? No, I agree with you. Matthew Lillard, Jeff, we'll just dive right in. I hate that motherfucking guy. I hate everything about him. I hate every project he's ever done. I hate his face. I hate his voice.
His voice is grating.
I hate that guy.
But Hack the Planet. when he's screaming "Hack the planet" at the end of the movie. We're just gonna jump around. If you haven't seen this movie, this podcast will make no sense.
Well, I'm going to try and get us, but okay. Well, we're getting the preamble here.
Let's get the start of the movie.
Sure. Okay.
Dude shows up, ignoring the kid part, right? Which I already went over.
Well, the kid part, he
got convicted.
Zero Cool. Zero Cool was 1988. He's 12 years old.
Which on Ryan's paper looks like Zorro Cool, a much better name.
Zorro Cool is a much better name.
But not necessarily for a hacker, but just...
And his name is Dade Murphy. Dade. D-A-D-E. Dade Murphy, the boy.
Anyway, so he gets convicted. He's not allowed to use computers again. Of course he doesn't stop. I mean, come on. You get caught masturbating, you just masturbate more. Right?
Well, he's caught after an entire SWAT team with machine guns bursts into the house.
Which happens a lot in this fucking movie.
In 1988, that certainly happened. And then, 1995.
No, but it happens like 30 times.
Well, yeah, there's some kind of shadow government going on. I don't know. The FBI guy is dressed as if he's from the 50s.
Now, I'm going to sound like one of those old people that posts comments on SF Gate.
Okay.
Or like any newspaper.
Okay.
Where it's like, don't the cops have anything better to do? Which is true.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's where we're getting down here of this whole fucking movie, Hackers, is it can't decide what it is. Is it in reality? Is it trying to maybe do more of a satire? The beginning of the movie is when Dade goes into the high school and he meets Angelina Jolie's character.
And he falls for the oldest trick in the book, the pool on the roof.
Swimming pool pass. We used to say that in high school too, which is odd. But maybe you notice this is the first. It seems like there's 3 different directors. It's 3 different movies. First, it's doing, because I checked this. This is 1995. In 94, Natural Born Killers came out, right?
Okay.
And there was a style there where you would maybe cut to old TV clips, pop culture clips. That's the first part of the movie. Then they just decide, you know what? That's not working anymore. Let's go back to something else. The soundtrack changes.
The soundtrack is weird.
It's very weird. It starts, and it's kind of the hipper stuff of 95, like stereo MCs is playing Get Yourself Connected, right?
Who was the band at the club? You're going to get to that?
Well, if you want to go with that. That was very interesting. That band, because they were familiar to me. That was the Urban Dance Squad. Urban Dance Squad.
So I waited.
Dutch. They're Dutch, yeah.
Through the credits, which I rarely do, but I wanted, like, which band was that? And that's what I thought, but I was too lazy to look it up.
It's true. Their big hit was, this was in 95. Their big hit was in 1990. I had this on cassette single. Deeper Shade of Soul. Remember Deeper Shade of Soul? There you go. That's that band.
But the guys looked familiar, and I was like, God, it was killing me. Anyway.
Well, that's what's weird about the sound. Again, these multiple movies is it's kind of cool for 95, but in the spinning phone booth scene, right?
Well, so, okay, we keep addressing
We're getting very excited here. All right.
We will jump ahead to the end of the movie.
Sure.
Without spoilers, because we want to make sure this is linear.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a part, they're hacking in phone booths. Right? They're hacking a computer system from phone booths. And
well, there's no cell phones in 1995.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting. I mean, they're very expensive, but
But they have these 2-inch thick laptops too. But at one point, the director, they cut away to the bad guy doing the bad guy things, trying to defend.
Fisher Stevens playing the part of the Plague.
And then all of a sudden they cut back and the phone booths are rotating. And it's not like the camera's going around the phone booths. They're in Grand Central Station.
Specially built rigs. Yeah.
Yeah. And the everyone else is walking normal. Phone booths are just rotating. And someone made the directorial decision that was key. We need at least 3 rigs that spin.
I mean, there's so many problems with Hackers. I agree. But also during this scene, it is bizarre enough that they built 3 specially built rotating phone booth rigs. But during the scene, we're just talking about the soundtrack. Is for most of the movie, they have actual what would be cool in 1995 music. During that scene, Jeff, is basically from Lethal Weapon.
Take my breath away.
No, I would be okay with that. You know, that's a little Guardians of the Galaxy. That's fine. But no, it's like a Lethal Weapon saxophone and bending guitar. Like, it doesn't even, where is that coming from? It's like the director's cousin is like, can I just try, can I try and make a song for you? It's
now let me point out,
sax playing.
I watched this movie yesterday. Ryan watched it today,
hours ago,
and I got the Facebook Messenger message. What was it? This movie
is fucking horrible. It's fucking horrible.
I loved it.
I know. Well, it's okay if you love it. I mean, and I'm not sure how you're loving. You're loving it from maybe a let's mock it kind of thing.
I'm loving
it's
it from
so bad.
And you have it on your sheet, rollerblades point of view. Yeah. Like there are so many things in this movie that felt like the director was like, my kids are into this.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw it in. Wipeout is another one, right?
Wipeout, that's right. That was actually the game that they play in their hacker hangout, which I think is the same hangout that the kids who joined the Foot Clan in the original Ninja Turtles movie. It's the same because they're skating around and they're hip and they're all chain smoking, but they have a huge screen where they're playing kind of this racing game. And I looked this up. Actually, that was a prototype for Wipeout XL that was then originally on the first PlayStation. That's before it was released, so it's kind of cool.
But they're all riding around on rollerblades needlessly.
Everyone's in rollerblades. It's disgusting.
Yeah, it reminded me of the Aqua Babies or whatever that was, or Star Babies.
Oh yeah,
with the ball.
Solar Babies.
Solar Babies. Yeah.
Yes.
You
always bring up Solar Babies. Maybe we'll do Solar Babies. Yeah,
it's not even a tech movie.
It's not a tech movie,
but fuck
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
maybe we'll just make the off-season.
Yeah.
Horrible movie time with Jeff and Ryan.
Well, here's before you may have already. I don't want you to look at this here. So we're talking about the director of this horrible fucking movie. Okay,
yeah.
His name is Ian Softly.
Oh, I was gonna go with Jan de Bont.
It would have been better with Jan de Bont at least. You know, what is that? Kiss Me Deadly or whatever. Kiss Me.
So many movies.
Long Kiss Goodnight. Long Kiss Goodnight. But the director Ian Softly. Okay, this is a horrible movie. I looked at his entire filmography. There movies I've never heard of, except one that's also equally fucking terrible. I want you to just guess. We're going to play a special movie edition Scrum Master quiz, but guess what other terrible movie, and it's only these two movies.
TMNT 2.
That's Turtles Through Time, I believe. Or no, that's Secret of the Ooze. No, K-Pax. Fucking K-Pax.
Oh, yeah.
Of course he also directed K-Pax.
Now, Ryan's a movie, not historian.
I just don't have much of a social life, really.
Yeah.
No, K-Pax. This is with, what the hell's his name? American Beauty. Kevin Spacey, who thinks he's an alien, and he's constantly just eating raw fruit. Wearing shades. Like I've never seen the movie, don't want to see the movie.
It was like someone watched Coneheads and got the wrong message.
Yes. K-Pax. So Ian Softly, and he hasn't made a movie in 15 years. So Ian, if you're listening, keep doing what you're doing. Please never make another movie.
Unless it's Solar Babies 2.
Unless it's Solar Babies 2. That would be okay.
Because you can't mess that up any worse.
Unfucking believable. Okay, so here we go again. The story here is the kid who's played by Johnny Lee Miller, who's now Sherlock in Elementary with Lucy Liu. He's this kid. Now he's in the high school. Now his hacker name.
And he dated Angelina Jolie briefly.
They were married.
Oh right.
They met on this film.
6 months or something.
4 years.
Really?
4 years of marriage. They met on this film. Isn't that weird? Isn't that really weird? Yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing that came out of Hackers or not. I don't know. But here's the thing about Johnny Lee Miller. Yeah. But note about this also, maybe you picked up on this.
Yeah.
Is, again, because it's 3 different movies, is Johnny Lee Miller is Scottish, right? He's actually in Trainspotting. He's Sick Boy. He's using it, so he has a British-Scottish accent.
It comes through from time to time.
It comes through really bad. It's like he got tired at the end of the movie, like... It was clearly a British guy doing an American accent.
Specifically,
it was so bad.
There's a scene in the police station where it's just like, top of the
like he's just. It's as if they filmed it, like edited in camera, and like had filmed it for 2 days, and he's just tired at the end. Like, I can't keep the accent.
They dubbed it, and they didn't tell him which movie he was dubbing for.
Oh God, the sound dubbing and sound design in this movie is terrible.
There's a scene,
it's absolutely terrible,
pretty early on, where the bad guy, I'm not even going to bother remembering his name.
The plague. The plague,
yeah. Riding up the escalators with the woman that he's
Lorraine Bracco
consorting with.
What is she doing in this movie?
Can I finish?
Yes. Yeah. Well, I'm just Lorraine Bracco.
She's going up and yelling at him like, "Don't fuck up," basically. Yeah. The dub is like a second off on that. Like, not even.
No. I'm glad you saw it. There's many other. This is such a poor movie, but I mean,
so good.
Just how it's put together. Technically, like a lot of people should have been fired.
Yeah.
But Okay, so do you really care about the plot, everybody?
No.
I mean, Jeff kind of nailed it. One thing here, okay, you know me and my factoids out
We
there.
should do the real quick plot.
Please.
The plague is trying to skim money off the corporation and then somehow sink boats with a virus.
It's the Da Vinci virus.
Yes, which has a
That is-
AI.
It has an AI, apparently.
With
It's the Superman 3 virus.
Yes.
So it steals fractions of...
It's the Office Space virus.
Yeah, it's all of them.
Yeah.
Or it's all coming from Superman 3. But it also is sentient. It looks like Gavin Rossdale from Bush.
And his entire plan is we are going to sink a subset of the ships and blame it on the hackers on the same day that the chick
steal
and
the
him
money.
steal
Yeah.
tens of... It didn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any... The Da Vinci virus
I
makes
love,
no
though,
sense.
the first time you see the plague, he's called on the phone by Penn Jillette.
Penn Jillette of Penn and Teller. Yep.
And Penn Jillette is very open and honest about things, and I would assume he has expressed his regret for his part in this movie several
what
times.
was he doing in it?
He was like
really
a
bizarre.
secure... He was the phone call guy.
No, but I mean the man. Why was he in this?
Why was he in the movie? Like,
makes no sense.
Yeah.
A lot of this makes no sense. Well, he's actually we're talking about that. So Penn is like overseeing, this crazy lawnmower man
Computer server
computer
room.
whatever the hell's going on in there. I think compared to something. No, you know what it is? It's the movie Weird Science of how you get in and make Kelly LeBrock. That's apparently how computers work in Ian Softly's mind at Dirtbag. But that room, the supercomputer, is called the Gibson, right?
yeah.
So we hear this throughout the
So
movie.
we named the computer after a guitar because when I think of high tech, I think of audio analog instruments.
Yes. Which is what I thought. This is really going to bore Jeff and everybody, but again, me and Wikipedia, why it's called Gibson, I have to get it off here. It's named after William Gibson, who was known as a cyberpunk author in the early 80s. He actually coined the phrase cyberspace in 1982. So this is some kind of
An
inside
homage?
joke of the
You don't
people
think it's
who
an
made
homage?
Sure, but that's really deep. It's just weird for this movie Hackers. Like, they're thinking that people would care, but meanwhile, their computer operates like the computer in Weird Science. Like, they don't care about how it really works.
At the end of the movie, surprise, they hack the system. But like the way they're hacking it, there's like rabbits going across the screen, and like it's not.
It's Pac-Man. Pac-Man.
There's parts of the movie that are definitely like the part where he's trying to find the garbage file, whatever the fuck that's supposed to be for them. And they're flying around through this 3D environment, which is exaggerated and bullshit, but at least it like sort of makes sense where he's trying to find something, right?
Sure. I mean,
but when they start hacking,
Tron, we can go along.
it's
with you,
literally a screen with like rabbits and Pac-Man going across, and it's like it makes no sense.
And Fisher Stevens, the Plague, he's trying to defend from this army of hackers. So it's basically the Rebel Alliance, or it's the end of the Matrix trilogy. I don't know what's going
Braveheart.
on. Sure, we can throw Braveheart in there. But the Plague, the way he's using his keypad, it's like he's flying a ship. Like I don't understand.
I thought it was one of those
no
electric
mouse.
beat machines.
Yeah, it's bop it, turn it, twist it, smack it. Which is Fisher Stevens' career. Simon says, I mean, the only actual tech terminology in this movie that calls itself Hackers.
Computer.
It's computer. They definitely say that, but no. This is where Angelina Jolie, her character's name is Acid Burn, Kate. Acid Burn. Dade is known as Crash Override. So it's Crash
The
and Burn.
acid burn is what she gave Dade.
Yes, well, it was kind of early in her fucking career, but I don't know. But there is a scene, and I want to ask you about this.
Yeah.
There's only one scene where she's got this new top-of-the-line laptop, and the other guys are like, check it out. And it looks like a toy from Tyco, I'm not sure. But it is 1995, so that probably was top of the line. But here's where he goes with his in-and-out British accent of like, oh, so this has a P6 chip. P6 chip, I'm American. She goes, yes, it's 3 times as strong as a Pentium. He goes, yes, it also has a PCI bus. Now, those are the only tech terms that are actually used in the entire film. I know they're real words, but do they even apply to this laptop? Or why would that? Why? Because it's so. That's the only in the entire script.
In 1995, a PCI bus would. Well, I would say when the movie was written, that would probably have been revolutionary. And a Pentium chip was pretty top of the line back then.
So what is this P6 chip? Is that made up in this world?
Maybe it's a Pentium 6 they were talking about at the time, or thought they were talking about.
It's really bizarre. It's to have just this, only these terms in the whole movie.
Yeah, they probably saw some ad in the newspaper.
How to deal with them? I don't know. Most of the kids were actually they were dressed in like clothing from Idiocracy. Like the boyfriend is wearing a tracksuit that says JVC, has the JVC logo on it. Don't understand why. Who would wear a shirt that says JVC?
One
Very
who
bizarre.
Was paid by JVC to wear said shirt.
I guess so. But anyway, I just want to bring that up. That's the only actual technical terminology that I could pull out that's actually real in this whole thing.
Oh, yeah, the swirling algebra was nice. When they're trying to, decrypt the garbage file.
Yep.
What was really funny about the swirling algebra is it eventually kind of formed this pattern, right?
A fractal.
A fractal pattern.
Like a fractal, yeah.
The fractal was credited.
It got a credit?
It got a credit. They named the guy they took the fractal from.
Fractal by.
It was exactly that.
Ian Softly's dad. Unbelievable. All right. Well, no, we can't go to page 3 here. Hold on.
Sorry.
All right. So we talked about Hack the Planet, this ridiculous
Da Vinci virus. We didn't talk about Hack the Planet specifically, but the best part was the razor and blade. There are these two, I'm guessing, gay dudes. Maybe not. Little ambiguous. They don't really get into it.
Ambiguous, kind of, like the bad, effeminate samurai in an anime movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have powdered faces. They're Asian. Yeah.
Makeup. Like, I wouldn't even call it, whatchamacallit? Like David Bowie makeup. It kind of reminded me of something Bowie would do on Space Oddity or something.
Little glam rock going on. Yeah. I mean, again, it's this... I don't know what Ian Softly thinks was going on in 1995. Apparently,
it wasn't that.
All hackers were... I mean, it's like the rave scene from Tron Legacy all the time, which is not real. And it was 1995. Very bizarre. Not real.
Okay. But yeah, the two of them are, TV show hosts slash club owners. Slash...
They have computers built into the side of a spaceship. It doesn't make any sense. And their show is, I guess, a pirate show where they hack in to the cable networks of 1995 and no one can find them.
Nothing.
Yeah, they tell them, here's how you can make free phone calls on a payphone.
Yeah. Now, let me point out,
hacking is this?
When I was young, that was like everything everyone did as their first hack.
The payphone
trick?
The
payphone trick.
All right.
And it's so brain dead easy.
Yeah.
It is so easy to do that the fact that that's what they're televising on this show is kind of like, you just looked that up on the internet.
Yeah.
Like you literally were like, how to hack. Oh, hack a phone. And yeah.
I think one of their other specials on their show is called Hack the Planet, this Razor and Blade character. I think one of their other episodes is they teach you how to switch the coaxial so you can get Cinemax.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the level of hacking that's going on here.
And so at the end of the movie, are we mostly done talking about this shit fast?
Wait, I do want to throw this in here about Fisher Stevens. Again, Fisher Stevens, he's the bad guy, the Plague. Now, he's a hip dude. He wears trench coats. Everybody chain smokes except the two heroes, by the way. He uses a skateboard for no reason. Now, there's a scene...
Same with the rollerblades. It ties... It's thematic.
It's a lot of this weird, cowabunga, it's 1995
No, it's more
stuff.
that, like, you need wheels if you're cool.
Wheels are cool.
Yeah.
But with that being said, and I challenge all of you to go ahead, you can get right to this scene, this is going to be the handoff where the Plague has figured out, you better give me that disc or else I'm going to get your mom arrested and change her records. And so he goes, okay, fine, you got me. So he's got to go wait in the dark alley. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you're right at the good point.
Yeah, I know.
Waiting in a dark alley.
Yep.
He calls the dude. And then they proceed for like 30 seconds to show different clips of him standing in different spots of this like square or alley or whatever. Like it's the same as the rotating phone booth thing.
I'm telling you, this this whole movie is shot like a Simply Red music video. Just, yeah, it's a passage of time. So he's sad and upset in these 4 different areas. So finally we see out of the mist, here comes a limo. And I saw it coming, like, oh man, it's happening. There's Fisher Stevens, who's way too old, even in 95, to be doing this.
Yeah.
He's holding onto the limo on his hip skateboard, right? And he's going to do a cool, fly by here and grab the disc. But I want you to look just before the camera has to get in tight. So just before the scene, you can see panic in Fisher Stevens' eyes because he can't skateboard, and it looks like he's about to fall off. And it cuts real fast, and then it's the back of a stuntman. I swear to you, and it was worth it. I wanted to see Fisher Stevens go down, and I bet he did, actually.
Well, and then, like, the guy pulls off with it, right? Fisher Stevens in the limo. And then he's like, oh, I want the disc back. And he runs, like, 5 feet. Now, they're not going that fast on the skateboard limo thing.
No,
it's not like they're going 30 miles an hour.
No.
You could have caught up with him, pussy.
Unbelievable. All right, well, yeah,
Pussy.
I just want to bring up the skateboard here. So we talk about Superman
End of the
3.
movie.
End of the movie.
They have the bad stuff on the disc, right?
They have the bad stuff on the disc. I do a note here is, so the other hacker team, they infiltrate, I guess, the FBI and put a wiretap device underneath the desk of the receptionist. Cut back to his scene. They're high school
That's your boy,
kids.
Matthew Lillard, underneath the desk.
Matthew Lillard does I fucking hate him. Cut back to, again, these are high school kids.
Yeah.
Now they have a reel-to-reel wiretapping device. Like, where are they getting this shit? How did they make it? Like, this is nonsense. If they're watching a show that's about hacking, about free payphone calls, how are they breaking into the FBI, tapping the receptionist line, and now they have a reel-to-reel equipment, like, from the FBI?
Yeah.
So that's how they know we've got to create this hacker army. We're getting to the rotating phone booth scene.
So they do the rotating phone booths. They hack into the system. They get the data they need. It's on a disk, and then they get caught.
It's all on a like a colored hard disk. I guess that's still a floppy disk.
Yeah,
but in the plastic case.
3.5 inch.
Yeah, that's
yellow.
Yellow. That's right. It's
Yellow floppy
it's yellow.
disk. So, but the interesting part is they don't pat him down. He's still got the disc in his fucking hand when they arrest him, right? And he throws it in the trash can.
Correct.
To make sure that they don't get it. Now, here's the problem I have. He's yelling some bullshit. Garbage, garbage, garbage. He literally says garbage 100 times.
Oh, they're trashing us.
Trashing us.
They're trashing the hackers. They're trashing us.
And somehow Matthew Lillard, who's pretty much proven retarded through the whole movie, understands
missing a chromosome, definitely.
that specifically this trash can is where he put the yellow disc.
In Grand Central Station.
Because there's only one.
There's only one trash can, as we know.
And that whole trashing the system and bullshit is...
and he finds it within like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
He finds the disc.
He finds the disc.
Gets online, gets on through whatever this weird
TV hacking system.
Yeah, he goes back to Blade and Razor, hacks every television in the world. Because there's at least in New York, he's on every TV in New York, and I wasn't sure if it looked like Tokyo, like I don't know what's going on, and he tells everyone,
reveals the plot.
Yeah, guess what? It wasn't the hackers. It was the plague. It was Fisher Stevens and Lorraine Bracco.
Now, I'm glad you have this written down, too.
The disguise?
Yeah. So, meanwhile, Lorraine's thrown under the bus, right?
Oh,
She goes to jail.
She goes to jail.
The plague tries to escape.
And I'm thinking, again, at most, 12 hours has passed. At most. I think that's important. At most, 12 hours has passed. We get a scene. He's on an airplane, apparently headed somewhere out of the country, in a complete professional old man makeup.
Yeah.
And again, 12 hours has passed, so perhaps he had this plan ready to go.
I'm sure he planned.
Or he's Darkman.
He's
I
a
don't
smart
know.
hacker.
Well, because you're a hacker, that means, your makeup skills. I mean, you can do makeup really good.
If those kids can get access to that tape reel in
then
2020, and then he can get a makeup kit.
He's access to Stan Winston at all times in 1995. And anyhow, there's the FBI guy.
But wait.
Okay.
Rewind.
Rewinding.
Where are they when they walk up to him? This isn't at the gate.
It's in the plane.
It's in the plane,
in
mid-flight.
the air. In the air.
Where they were like, we got to take our seats for takeoff. And okay.
And wait patiently so he can ask for a pillow from the stewardess. She goes to get it, and the pillow gets tucked behind him and his old man, and then snap, oh, it's the FBI guy. So he waited... the FBI, that's right. The FBI guy has been waiting with his team for at least 4 hours.
Where she's like, stewardess, if that guy requests anything, you let me know.
What we're going to do is the old switcheroo. Well, why don't you just arrest him right now? Nope, no.
We've got a film crew here. They need dramatic effects.
Unbelievable. And then the movie all ends here with finally Crash and Burn get together in a pool makeout scene. Really bizarre.
I was
what's going on
expecting
there.
for the big reveal that he was in a dress, because that had been talked about throughout the movie.
Yeah. Well, yes.
That they would go on a date, and whoever was the better hacker, the other one wore a dress.
And so it was decided that he won. So Angelina Jolie, who's the hip tomboy, has to put on a dress. And so his first thought is, let's go swim in a pool completely clothed. That's the first thing they do on their date.
Not naked.
They don't go to dinner or anything. They go immediately to a pool in all of their clothes.
Well, it ties back to the first scene where they met.
Well, I'm sure Ian
It's romantic.
Softly
Yeah, like
would argue that. He would argue that, but there you go. That was fucking Hackers 1995. All right. So
The movie was so good.
Jesus Christ. All right, so we're coming in a half an hour here. Now, what I've done actually is prepared... Again, Robin Williams couldn't be with us, but what I've prepared is Scrum Master's quiz. I know for you fans out there, but this is the movie edition. All right, so my promise to you is I'm going to try and make these quiz questions relevant to the movies we are reviewing. Speaking of review, how many snack dicks up or down do you give Hackers 1995's
I give
Hackers?
this movie 2 flaccid snack dicks.
2 flaccid, so they're like half chub or they're totally soft?
They're like not completely soft.
Yeah.
Like yesterday there might have been an erection.
Yeah.
Flaccid.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, I'm just going to go with 2 snack dicks down, all the way down.
All the way down.
All the way, like to the knee down. Yeah. To the knee down.
And I'm going to start a new one too, Mean Jerk Time, which is the amount of movie time before you decide you'd rather be jerking it.
Okay.
And I would say it was about 6 minutes.
You're about 6 minutes in?
Yeah.
Now, did it have to do with Angelina Jolie, or you're just thinking about something else? Because she is a very attractive woman.
It was about the point that the pool did not exist, and he got locked in. I was like, I would rather be masturbating.
Yeah.
Because here's, again, I'm going to go back to that fucking pool thing.
Sure.
You open the door to the roof. Okay. You see that it's just a roof. You still walk outside and let the door close behind you and get locked out. You're retarded.
Well, Johnny Lee Miller. He was really focused on trying to keep that accent going.
And then he sees all the other nerds standing there too.
Freshmen were tricked.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. There's
so.
Hackers.
What's your Mean Jerk Time?
Mean Jerk Time. I actually did start masturbating as soon as Fisher Stevens was on screen. So
Penn Jillette got you in the mood.
Yeah, once I see Penn Jillette with men's jewelry,
this is gonna be good.
Yeah,
this is gonna be good. Get it out
in the weird science computer room. I unzipped, and then Fisher Stevens came in on his skateboard with his trench coat.
Bam,
bam, bam,
yeah.
Like that. Okay, Jeff. So it's just me and you here, but do you want to play Scrum Master's Quiz Hackers Edition? Hackers Edition. Okay. So here we go.
Is there 2 Hackers editions?
Is there 2 Hackers?
That's what you said. Scrum Master's Quiz Hackers Edition. Hackers Edition.
Hackers Edition. That's Johnny 2 times. All right. Well, we'll start with this one here. Okay. Now I had to check this. But what is the first movie to use the internet, specifically the internet, as a plot device? Not computers, because certainly War Games 1983 comes up. This is really using the internet as a plot device.
I'm going to be wrong, but I'm going to say Johnny Mnemonic. No, that was after, and I don't think it was the internet.
It would be fair to say that was the internet, but that actually is that was like 96 or something like that, so that's incorrect. Now, a lot of people think A lot of people think that the first movie to use the internet, specifically the internet, as a plot device was Sneakers in 1992.
Which is on our list of potentials.
It is on our list.
If you'd like it, request it.
But of course, some people think that. The true answer is, of course, The Passion of the Christ. Okay.
Yes.
So
where actually the crown of thorns was a metaphor for the internet.
It was. That's where the term Bluetooth came from. All right. It's only two of us here, so here we go. Question number 2. Okay, so speaking of Fisher Stevens, playing the part of the Plague in Hackers of 1995, he also played the part of the main bad guy, Iggy Koopa, in the 1993 Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah.
Who played respectively the parts of Mario and Luigi in that movie?
Dom DeLuise.
that's dream casting.
As Luigi.
Yeah.
And
as Luigi.
Yeah, as Luigi.
Went the other way. That's interesting. And Burt Reynolds as Mario.
I was gonna go with Mel Gibson or Tom Hanks as Mario.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember which.
I like that. Well,
I get them confused.
Yeah. I like the Dom DeLuise as Luigi. I like that turn. Well, some people think it was, of course, Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo as Mario and Luigi, respectively. Some people do.
Wait, Johns Hopkins?
Johns Hopkins disease. Bob Hopkins. Who actually just died this year, as a matter of fact.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of death going on. John Leguizamo might as well be dead, because I don't know what he's doing with his career. But
Spawn 4.
Come on, Spawny. Yeah.
Carry on.
Okay, so some people think that. But, of course, as we know, those parts were played by Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. That's the first appearance of
Now, which one was Angelina Jolie?
I think we both know.
Yeah.
I think we both know.
Mario.
There you go. All right.
Mario had the bigger tits.
Well, not in your casting. You're going with Dom DeLuise. I don't know. I like the end of that movie because there's like a Cannonball Run blooper reel where Dom DeLuise versus Luigi is just getting punched in the face while the credits
over
are
and over again.
Pissing his pants. Okay.
Oh, shit.
All right, now this last one, this is going to be tough, Jeff.
Wasn't he in Robin Hood Men in Tights? Is that one? Or there was a guy pretending to be him?
I don't know.
Yeah, anyway, carry on.
All right.
Question 3.
So question 3, this one's actually a straight-up quiz question here. It's going to be hard because it's 2 of us, but you'll find this interesting. So Hackers was released on September 15th, 1995.
Yes.
Okay. During that time, there were 10 major Hollywood movies either released on that date or currently running in theaters. There were 10. The more you name, the more points you get. 1995, September.
Gone with the Wind.
Well, technically, I'm sure that was playing somewhere, but released that year.
1995, Mortal Kombat.
That's correct. Wow, that's a point.
I'm relating it to school years.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
What else was coming up? That's the only one I'll be able to guess. Gone with the Wind. There's Star Wars Special Edition.
No.
It was right around then, though.
But it was not playing. I checked this. One of these actually won an Academy Award, and it is an action film. I'll give you that much.
Action film won an Academy Award. Solar Babies.
Starring Dom DeLuise as the Orb. As the Orb. No, not in 1995. No.
I'm done.
All right. Well, here we go.
I'm surprised I got one of them. That's
good.
Oh,
that means so you win. You won the Scrum Masters quiz, Hackers Edition.
But Star Wars Special Edition was within a year or two of that.
I'm sure it was. Yeah. I'm sure it was. But on September 15th, 1995, the following movies were playing. These are, first release movies were playing. To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar.
That was the action movie that won an Academy Award.
Yes, it was. Clockers, Dangerous Minds, The Usual Suspects.
Good movie.
Braveheart, that's the one that won the award.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat, nailed it. Movie called Angus. Babe, A Walk in the Clouds, and, of course, Hackers. That's what was playing.
So which of those movies would you have gone to see?
Hackers, of course. Yeah, I saw Hackers 10 times.
I was rather Mortal. No.
Yeah. Braveheart, man. Braveheart. That was a fucking
Braveheart was
game
good.
changer.
Although I went...
Seeing that for the first time? Wow.
To Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
I know I went and saw Mortal Kombat in the theaters.
I think I did, too.
Yeah.
Usual Suspects, I don't think I went to the movie theater. Walk in the Clouds, I went by myself in the afternoon.
See, what Ryan failed to tell you, he's got a picture outside the theater with all these movies on the marquee.
It's
and
true.
it's just like a sad face and a hamburger.
And that's back when I weighed 750 pounds.
Yeah,
750
you were
pounds.
the Dom DeLuise of...
I had a long black French braid. I did French braid, smoked shades. Yeah, so you can look me up there. So there you go. There's our special episode here. So as Jeff mentioned, please hit us up on Twitter at JudgingSV for any recommendations of
we
movies
will get to the Social Network.
Yes, Social Network. Most likely
from,
the net is going to happen.
Area code 212.
Yep. Area code 212. We're going to do that. The net will happen, so you don't need to recommend that one. And there you go.
So other movies we've thought about. The theme just has to be generally tech, but like The Internship counts. Even though it's not really about tech.
Sure.
It is, but it isn't.
That's an interesting one because it is in Silicon Valley
and
nowadays.
Social Network also isn't really about tech. So it
be
doesn't
a
have
hard
to
one,
be
yeah.
as techie as Hackers, I'm saying, I guess.
Well, for calling hackers techie, I don't know.
But it focuses around the tech a lot, even though it fails completely.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah.
That's true.
So yeah, tweet us at JudgingSV, Judging Silicon Valley, Facebook page, or our email address, which is on the screen somewhere.
You can also mail packages to Jeff's home address, which is, of course...
8 Hacker Way.
Yeah, that's right.
What
You
is
had the
it?
street renamed. You had
Blade
the street renamed.
and Razor's House.
Blade and Razor's House, care
York,
of
New York.
1995. So you can do it that way. Or you can send your packages to the original Kids Hangout with the Foot Clan in the original Ninja Turtles movie.
Yes.
There you go. So thanks for listening, watching,
Thank
everybody.
you.
We will be seeing you soon. And with that being said, stay compressed, everybody. Bye.
That was perfect.
Hey. All right.